I don't really know how to put this. I don't really know where to start, but I screwed up. Now I'm paying the price, and at this point, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to fix what I messed up. Please, please, please don't destroy me in the comments. I deserve it, but I've already given it to myself more than enough. Is this a bunch of gravel? What the f*** is that? That's really dangerous. What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning on into the Evergreen Motovlog channel. Today's video is going to be a fantastic one. I know you're going to love it, so stick on around and let's get into it. Scoop, 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 scoop. I don't even need my motor for this part. I just need to cruise. So what's going on, everybody? It's going to be a quick one. I'm just going to go do the OG loop. No, not the OG loop. Let's go do the regular loop. It feels so nice to be out and riding and having a good time here. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a chill motovlog. Just going to be going on around, shooting the shit, having a good time, you know, walking around like that dude without a shirt on. Mr. Macho Cool Dude. So, yeah, no, not looking to do anything too crazy here. But I will say, I have a little bit of a frustrating story that I want to share with everybody. And actually, it's an extremely frustrating story. I don't really know how to put this. I don't really know where to start. But I screwed up. And I screwed up big time. And now I'm paying the price. And at this point, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to fix what I messed up. First off, I just want to say that, you know, there are times in life where you're focused on accomplishing a task. You have an end goal in front of you. And sometimes you're so focused on that goal that you, you know, lose sight of what you're doing along the way. And sometimes when you lose sight of what you're doing along the way, it's really easy to mess something up, and now it's almost impossible to accomplish that goal. So what happened to me a few days ago, it was about a week ago actually, I was working on installing some saddlebags. The install had not gone very well at all. If I'm being honest, it is probably the hardest install I've ever done on a motorcycle, and I was frustrated. It took multiple days, not really going anywhere. Finally got somewhere. Last Friday, I got to the point where I finished everything, and I was completely done. There was just one final thing I needed to do, and it had to do with the mounting brackets. And I'm changing out the bolts for the mounting brackets because the bolts that were provided were too long, and so I needed to have shorter ones. So I went to the hardware store, got some bolts, and made my way back here, or, you know, back home, and was attaching the first one. It was kind of strange because I had other bolts in the Fender. They were just too long, but when I installed them, they were pretty tough to tighten down, for sure. Like, at first they started, you know, normal turning, and then I actually was using a socket wrench to actually get them all the way tightened down. When I had put on the shorter bolts and I've got everything lined up and ready to go, I start tightening it down. It gets hard and harder and harder, and in my mind I'm like, yeah, this is pretty hard with the ones that they provided, so I don't, you know, I think it should be fine. I don't think there's any issues there. And right as I have the thought, maybe I should stop, this is getting a little too hard, bam, freaking bolt breaks. Ugh, are you freaking kidding me? If you've ever dealt with trying to get a broken bolt out of something, you know how absolutely frustrating that can be. And that was how I was feeling right at that moment. It was extreme defeat, frustration. I was really upset because at that point, you know, I had finally gotten to the end of the install, and it was just this one final thing, and now I've got this huge problem that I'm gonna have to figure out, and it's not gonna be fun. It also caused me to blow off all my plans for that next day. which I didn't have a lot of plans, but, you know, just getting stuff done, trying to get some videos, you know, do a little bit of writing, all that kind of stuff. And I had to put all that to the side and focus on getting this bolt out. And I'll be pulling over pretty soon and showing you the kind of final aftermath here. But I'm still pretty upset about it, if you can't tell. But, you know, that's okay. It does happen. So I talked to a buddy. We come up with some ideas. You know, he's like, hey man, I'll come on over. I'll help you. I'll see if, you know, we can get that out tomorrow. Super nice dude. Super awesome to offer that. I really, really appreciate you know, the help and everything. Yeah, I'm sitting there, and you know, the first thought is to try to grip the bolt, because there's a you know, a couple inches sticking out, or inch and a half or so. And so the first thought is to try to grip it with something that's stripping out. You know, put some vice grips on it, really clamp it down. Those are stripping out, and just the bolt is so malleable that it's just completely just falling apart. The next thing we do is, you know, it's the next day. It's my buddy's over, and he's there. We go and get a Dremel, and we try to, you know, grind down each side of the bolt to try to, you know, give it a little bit something else to grip on. And that doesn't work. It keeps stripping out. The vice grips just don't want to grab. Our next idea is, we're kind of here. The bolt's completely stripped out. It's really, you know, looks terrible and small at that point, but it's just not coming out. We grind off the rest of the bolt so that it's flush with the bike. And you know, we didn't go totally flush at first, you know, just so that we had a flat surface to work with. And we tap it, we drill in, and as we're drilling, of course, the drill bit breaks. So if you've ever been in this situation, which by the way, I have been in this situation, it's a new level. I mean, what do you do at that point? That's where I'm at. And in the past, I've just drilled again, but I'm worried about messing up the threads. There's a drill bit stuck in there, so there's tool steel that's going to be very, very hard to drill through. So I don't know if I just need to keep drilling around it, or what the next step is, you know, so that I can get a screw extractor in there and hopefully extract the bolt out. So I decided to call in the heavies, call a professional. I've mentioned this in the past on the channel, but I'd appreciate it when somebody gets to a tough situation in my field that they call me, and I help them out and navigate the best way out of their situation. I'm going to be taking it in next week and having somebody taking a look at it, and hopefully they can help me out. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of this bolt and pull it out. I will say I made an extremely big mistake, and I realized this after the fact. Please, please, please don't destroy me in the comments for this. I deserve it, but I've already given it to myself more than enough. I realized after the fact that the reason why the bolt was so tight and broke off is because here we go. I went to the hardware store and I took the stock bolt and I put it into the different holes to try to find the one that was the right fit, and I found one that felt like it was the right fit, and so I went with it. That was a 5/16 bolt, and if you didn't know, Honda is manufactured not in the United States where we use the imperial system, but yeah, they use the metric system on everything. So what I actually needed was an M8 bolt. And it's kind of annoying because the Home Depot I went to, they've got like walls and walls of bolts that are in the imperial measurements, and then they've got this tiny little drawer area, one little small drawer area for the metric sized bolts. So that was my screw up, and I realized that way too late. Again, I didn't think about it earlier when it was hard to tighten down, because the other bolts that had come with the bags were tough to tighten down too. So I just kind of thought it was the same circumstance until it was too late, obviously. Lesson learned. I don't know why. It was a brain fart. Like I said, I was at the end of installing these bags, and I went and just grabbed those bolts real quick. So, you know, I was just kind of trying to get the project done and not thinking enough during the project. So I don't know where to go from here. You know, we may not be able to may not be able to fix it. But here is the culprit. Yeah, hopefully the camera sees it pretty good, but yep, right smack dab in the middle. You can see there's that little hole, and inside that hole is a broken drill bit. That's the situation I'm in. Hopefully I'll be providing everybody with an update pretty soon. And, you know, stay tuned. I'm excited to finally have these saddlebags on, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I can't really do a fingers crossed with my gloves on, but fingers crossed that I can get these bags on soon. I try to be a glass half full kind of guy, and so, you know, I can definitely learn a ton from this situation. I got a couple new tools out of it, and hopefully, you know, there'll be brighter pastures on the other side, and we'll get this bolt out. And I don't know, maybe I'll put it on a key ring or hang it in the shop or something like that as something I've conquered. Thank you all for hanging on out. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off there. Go ahead, leave a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are. Like I said, I've learned my lesson. If you like motorcycle content, consider subscribing to the Evergreen Motovlog channel. And yeah, I'm really excited to share what this riding season has and bring all kinds of content to you guys. Leave a comment down below and let me know what your experience is with getting bolts that are stuck out, and if you've had to do it before. If not, consider yourself extremely lucky. It's not pretty, and it'll take all freaking day, and then that's what I have to show for it. And this is the Evergreen Motovlog channel, reminding y'all to ride safe out there, mind your surroundings, and I'll catch you all in the next one.